So there was a conversation going on. You know that game that got announced at the Xbox thing called The Finals? Shroud's been playing it. Well, it's going with AI and it's using AI voices, apparently. Let's go ahead and listen to it.
Now, the Kingfish, the Jet Setters, and finally, the Powerhouses. And they are off! Welcome to Quick Cash, the team that tucks away enough money first triumphs.
Scotty said it. Let's see who's got the pace to ace this race. We've got our first elimination, Scotty. Talk about making a solid first impression on our sponsors.
Hold on to your Azult bucket hats, brought to you by Azult. If wishes were fishes, there'd be more Kingfish in the arena. Only one contestant left for them. Alas, the Kingfish have been wiped out.
Looks like this was the one that got away from them.
Absolutely, no doubt about it.
Is this game like the British version of Squid Games?
Ouch, the Kingfish suffered a wipeout.
I guess the competition didn't have bigger fish to fry after all, Scotty.
Precisely what I had in mind. The Kingfish are back. Team respond. Misfortune for the Jet Setters.
Ooh.
Team wiped.
They'll be cooling their jets now, Scotty.
Good one.
And there's another vault available for our cash-hungry teams. The Powerhouses are in danger, but they still have one contestant going strong.
Everything's
The Powerhouses will need to reboot. Team wiped.
This round is becoming a bit of a fixer-upper for them.
After a fall from power, the Powerhouses have respawned.
So basically they're saying that they're using AI voices. How many people, here's a good question, how many people realized that they were AI voices? I had no idea. Yeah, it sounded weird. Yeah, but like, I bet like, because the thing is, whenever the AI voices don't happen on their own, right? You have like the gunplay, the ambient sounds, the music, the effects, everything happening at the same time. And then you have those voices in there. I don't think you're really going to notice it very well, you know? You don't notice noise in the game? Yeah, exactly. Nobody in XQC or other streamers chat even realized? Yeah, I think that's pretty crazy. And, so let's go ahead. We're going to read a few of these. Somebody says, holy shit, this sounds bad. Like, AI voices already come with their own baggage of work ethic issues, but even if the whole world got together and said AI voices were okay, this would still sound terrible. What the hell? Here's hoping it's all placeholder dialogue. Sadly, I think it's final. And then this is the comment here.
Thank you. Rat Mouse asks, who did the voiceovers? And adds, they sound really authentic.
So here's the kicker. What did the voiceovers?
So, bro, that's such a paid question. It sounds very authentic. Yeah, right.
So the thing is, we use AI with a few exceptions. So all the contestant voices, like the barks, and both our commentators are AI text-to-speech.
Good for them.
For things we call vocalizations, like player breathing, vaulting, jumping, that's something we use us in the studio to record.
So you can only use people for breathing for now.
Or like just grunting. We can't really get the AI to perform those kind of tasks yet.
Yeah, there it is.
And since it's only exertive sounds, they will mix pretty well with all the AI text-to-speech voices. And the reason that we go this route is that AI text-to-speech is finally extremely powerful. It gets us far enough in terms of quality and allows us to be extremely reactive to new ideas and keeping things really, really fresh.
He's right.
For instance, if a game designer comes up with a new idea for a game mode, we can have voiceover representing that in just a matter of hours instead of months.
True.
We don't have to do temp recordings that needs replacing. And it's just, I think it's, we're really coming into like a new dawn when it comes to video game voices.
I think he's right.
And if it sounds a bit off, it still blends kind of well with the fantasy of the virtual game show aesthetically.
Yeah, definitely. And what you might notice is how we sort of stepped up the voiceover between CB1 and CB2. Ludwig did a fantastic job with that. And that's a lot since we have switched and experimented with different suppliers. And what is so incredibly cool with the time that we live in is that the quality improvements are exponential. Things happen so fast. Just a few months back, we couldn't get our TTS to produce projected shouting, and now it is possible. It's incredible. What a time to be alive.
Yeah, shout out to 11 Labs.
You know he's
You're
doing
awesome.
this whenever he said that, you know?
Who knows? Maybe I'm AI. I'm not.
For now.
Okay.
That's what I told you to say with my keyboard.
Junior the Cloud.
Okay, so basically it's confirmed that it's AI. It's not like this is a, rumor or something like that. And let's go ahead and read what this person has to say. Hours instead of months, we're constantly banging out rush order sessions for like within a day or two. You can literally get pro-grade voice actors for less than $1,000 total. Bang out a couple of recording sessions and bam, you have all the audio you need. When you need more, you can book another session. We actually make it very easy, and then it'll just sound good and not be something even players who don't really care about AI ethics keep complaining about. I think that these people are only trying to justify why a company should give them money. That's all there is to it. Open beta with 150k concurrent players. This is definitely just their vision, and it doesn't sound good. I hope they take player feedback into consideration and just cast someone. Well, if they're taking player feedback into consideration, wouldn't they keep doing what they're doing because the game's been successful? Because players don't care about this issue. Voice actors do. Because it doesn't affect players, it affects the voice actors. Because eventually, they use AI to do Darth Vader's voice all the time. Nobody complains about that. So, yeah, we don't care. Yeah, what do you mean? Is this a big problem? I don't think so. But I think this is a very big turning point, guys. This is a huge turning point. This is a really big deal. This is one of the first massive big games that is using AI voice acting, and they're just like, yep, we're doing it. It's happening right now. It's great. Yes, it's huge. And they're not sorry about it. They're not hiding about it. They're not apologizing for it. Yeah, as long as it's good. Exactly. And so let's go ahead. We're going to look at the next comment this person makes. That's pretty funny. I've never seen any of my posts suddenly have their numbers cut in half before. What a great website. Oh, it did go down. Oh, the likes went down? So this is the before, this is the after? Likes got cut in half? What? I've had that happen to me once. What the fuck? Probably because of bots? Maybe. I don't know. It could be like bots that like anything that says AI. Because there's a lot of crypto bots that do that. But I don't know. The kicker is it still sounds like crap regardless of how realistic they think it sounds. Here. I want you guys to give me your honest opinion. I'm going to make a straw poll for this. Do you care about AI voices being used in games, assuming they are good? Now, I will say that I also hold this opinion of the majority. And because I hold the opinion, I think I do sway my audience a pretty good amount. It logically would make sense that people that agree with me would watch me more often. The question is phrased weirdly. I don't know. I feel like it's pretty obvious to me, but maybe there's a better way to say it. Sure. All audio sounds different if isolated. You have to hear it in full context. Yeah, that's actually a really good point. It takes away jobs from people. What the fuck? So you think that we should... I don't like the mindset that because something takes a job away from a person, that everybody else in society should have to deal with that. Who cares? There's a million people who have had jobs that don't have jobs anymore. Go back to the 1500s. Yeah, go back to... It's such a reductive argument. We used to have people that worked in, assembly lines. We don't have that anymore because we have a better way of doing things, and the world is a better place because of it. It's evolution, yes. I think it's just such an insane thing to say that, well, we should hire these people and have these people work because they deserve to be paid. Who said, what the fuck are you talking about? No, they don't. What is this? I worry if AI because I worry if everything became AI because the move made career in voice acting unviable. That would mean AI would have to use AI as a reference point or just older performances and it may become derivative. Well, then you can use voice acting. It's the same as anything else. Like, you know, there are things that are handmade, right? Like you can buy something on Etsy that's like handmade, or you can buy something that's machine made. And people buy things that are handmade for that reason. So I don't see the problem with this. Do you think voice actors that give samples to AI should be paid a percentage? If their contract says they should be paid a percentage, then they should be paid a percentage. Now, should they be paid a percentage ethically? Well, I don't know. It depends, right? You know, whenever you buy a hammer and then you use the hammer to make something and you sell the thing, do you pay a percentage of that money that you make to the person that you bought the hammer from? No, because they rendered the hammer to you, you gave them the money, the transaction is complete. So I don't necessarily think that makes sense. Question marks? Bad analogy? No, it's not. Humans aren't hammers? Yes, they are. A hammer is an object and a human is an object. They're the same thing, fundamentally. Yep, it was a perfect analogy. Yes, it was. People might get upset about what I'm saying. Well, I'll address a couple of concerns. How about that? You're telling me that you would not care if your favorite character was AI voice, that you would not care? I think Darth Vader's awesome, and Darth Vader's been AI voice for like 10 years. Next, there's a huge difference between manual repetitive work that no one wants to do and intellectual jobs. So you think that people, because of their enjoying... So you think nobody wanted to be a factory worker? There were a lot of people that loved being factory workers because it took no brain power, no thinking. All you did was screw bolts in all day, and you got paid enough money to support an entire family on one paycheck. A lot of people loved that. That's why they had unions. That's why they were fucking furious that they were getting their pay cut. So this is just like an insane argument. Like, it's an argument from... There are people who enjoy doing manual labor. There are. Now, maybe that might not be you, but the idea that just because of your value judgment of like, oh, this is a good job and this is a bad job, it should apply to every single person, I think this is outrageous. It's very subjective. So we'll read a few questions. So if someone took your voice, Asmon, and made it AI and started a YouTube and video stream with your voice to compete with you in the market, that wouldn't be upset. Explain. So this is the mindset of a person who puts words in my mouth. I never said that. I never said that it was okay to take a person's voice that you've never paid or anything like that, and then to use it against their consent. I never said that. I said very explicitly that if you pay a voice actor for something, that does not necessarily mean that they are entitled to the profits that you gain from doing something in the future with their voice. Does that make sense? Like, these are completely different. Bantam, yeah. Like, do you understand? Like, why are you putting words in my mouth? Why are you arguing against something I didn't say? I don't understand this. Why are you doing it? Sounds like they tried to gotcha there. They did. Yeah, why are you arguing against something I didn't say? But the voices can be used for literally anything, but certain actors are given explicit permission for certain companies that have paid for it to use it in commercials, so the actor doesn't have to spend hours reading and work on other projects. Okay, so then you agree with me. No, that makes sense. So then it would be all come down to contracts. Yes, that's what I said the whole time. Yes, I think that using somebody's likeness against their consent isn't good. This is not a good thing. But I don't think that a contract, I don't think that you should inherently, I don't think that you inherently deserve a percentage of the money made if you're selling anything. Because this is all down to contracts. This is a decision that the individual makes with the person that they're making the contract with. I don't think it's a fundamental. It depends on the contract. It's about what you agreed with. Yes, exactly. Contracts, not ethics. Contracts are fundamentally ethics. The act of doing a contract is an outcome of ethics. Do you understand that? A contract is basically mutually agreed upon ethics. Now, are there bad contracts that are unethical? Yes, there are, but this is outside of the scope of what is a contract. That's fine. I can be wrong. No, you're good, bro. You're good. Let's see this. It's not because contract law is largely dictated by those who have money to sway lawmakers. Yeah, but you still voluntarily enter into the contract, right? A contract that is unequal is not unethical. Because this is what I think. In order for a contract to be unethical, a person has to sign it without understanding it, while it is intentionally misleading or not true, or the person is under some form of duress. Like they are, being pressured into signing this, or they have to sign this or they can't get something. Like they're being coerced. Because if a person of sound mind and a free body says, I want to sign this contract, I think they should have the right to sign that fucking contract. And I don't think that's necessarily unethical. If you made your own mind, if you made your own game, and had to pick between AI voices, which are cheap and easy, or a voice actor, which takes time and is expensive, people will change their mind. Exactly. And I think we're going to see even more companies doing this. So let's go ahead and look and see how popular this game is. Let me see if I can pull it up here. The finals. Okay. Dead game. But AI voices sound significantly worse. I don't know. I don't think that's a very good argument, right? So, like, that's a circumstantial argument on the quality. Like, you're talking about, like, an ideological argument. It's not out yet, but yeah, I thought some people can... Well, how are people playing it? Yeah. Yeah, I'm confused. Then how are people playing it? It's an open beta? Oh, fuck. And then the open beta doesn't show the charts. I didn't understand that. Okay, thanks. 150k in game. It says 150k people are playing. That is a huge amount of people. And I do think that the unwashed masses do not care about AI being used in voice acting. I will even go farther. I don't think they care about AI being used in movies. I remember, like, what was that one scene? I saw this. There was, like, a Mandalorian scene where they had Luke in it, right? And he was, like, fighting a bunch of guys, and he, like, comes through and he, like, saves these people. Didn't everybody love this? Yeah, I like, whenever I saw like, got recommended to me on YouTube, and I watched it. I've never seen the show. But, like, yeah. I thought it was great. Not everyone, but yeah. That's CGI. What is really the difference? What's functionally the difference here? And I know, please educate me. What's the difference? You didn't just say that? Educate me. What's the difference? One is edited by a person, the other one isn't. So if you think that the AI voice acting the AI voices are edited by a person and not just done raw, because a lot of things that are created by AI are then fine-tuned by a person. Under that same logic, then CGI and AI would be the same thing. CGI is not AI. What's the difference? I don't understand. I genuinely do not understand the difference. Because in my mind, these feel like they're the same thing. It's probably the same ethically? Yeah, I feel like it's the same ethically. You can use AGI to generate CGI, but not vice versa. I don't know the details. One's created and designed by a human and generated by a computer. The other one is created by a human, but designed and generated by a computer. Am I a bad person for not caring about this distinction? One is designed by a human and generated by a computer. The other one is created by a human and designed by a computer. I feel like this is, like, maybe I'm a bad person, but I feel like these are pretty much the same thing. One is art, one isn't. Well, who are you to say what art is? You just ignorant? Do you think I'm ignorant? Like, how can I be ignorant about something that I just enjoy? That's like saying that people that watch Marvel movies are stupid because they're not watching, like, the Shawshank Redemption. I don't understand that. Like, if people like it, then that's all there is to it. It's the bottom line. AI learns, CGI is static. What functional difference does that create? CGI just means computer-generated image. AI just means artificial intelligence. You can use AI to make CGI, but these words mean different things. Oh, I understand that the words are different. But I hate to say that CGI, if CGI is computer-generated image, I can think about what AI art is, and goddamn, it sounds a lot like CGI. I mean, I don't know what to say. Maybe I'm not getting this. Maybe I'm like a big idiot or something. But personally, I don't see a big difference. I don't. And I think also, here's really what it all comes down to. Here's the bottom line. Who here has jerked off to AI art before? Straw poll this? Yeah, let's do it. Okay. Do deepfakes count? Yes. Deepfakes, AI, anything that is AI generated. Well, well, well. Well, well, well. If something's good enough to jerk off to, I think that's really all that counts. 40% of my chat are liars? Yes. I think it is. That's lame logic? No, it's not. Because what I'm saying is that the AI art has the ability to fulfill a function that is fundamental to human nature. And if 58% of people say the answer to that is yes, that number is only going to go up every year. This is the future our grandparents fought for in wars, and it's amazing. Yes. So, this is what I think, okay? Because obviously I talk a lot about, this is what I think. I don't think that most people in the average Joe cares about whether voice actors are real or not. I don't think the average Joe or the average person or even the moderately engaged person cares about the ethical questionings of whether the voice acting was ethically sourced or not. Why do I think that? Well, it's because if they do care about it, they'd be tweeting it off of their phone that was made by slaves in third world countries and cobalt mines, and also wearing clothes that were made by slaves in other third world countries working for pennies on the dollar. So do you really think that these people actually give a functional shit about ethics? No, I don't think so. I don't think that they really care. And I think that what people care about the most is the amount of content and the amount of gameplay that a game has and the quality of that gameplay. So I also think that what's going to happen is that if the West and America specifically tries to regulate this to a point to where it is a competitive weakness, it will hurt the US in terms of international competition. Because other companies, like let's say Hoyoverse, for example, like they're going to do it, right? And other games, other like developers that are in like China and stuff like this, right? Like if you had the option to play a video game that could release infinite amounts of content, and not infinite, but like, you know what I mean? Like a video game that you never had to wait for. And like the content would come out and it would be massively expansive and amazing, and they used AI for it. Would you want that? And I think that most people would say the answer to that is yes. Abso-fucking-lutely, they would want that. So if you have a situation where like one group of people isn't able to compete on the same playing field as somebody else, it's like basically you're having to run a race and one person has to wear ankle weights and the other person is using a fucking car. So like there you go. That's what's going to happen. And I think it will only hurt Western developers to not take advantage of this and be on the cutting edge of it. Because this is something that's going to happen no matter what. And even if the West is trying to hold this back, other parts of the world will do it and they will embrace it. And you can even see it here. Listen to these guys talking.
In terms of quality and allows us...
That's not a fucking American, okay? That's a goddamn European. So what we think here in America even doesn't matter to some guy in Sweden. He's a Swede, exactly, right? Or some Nordic guy, like something like that. He doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't care. So, to the extent that we hold ourselves back from technological innovation, I think the only thing that we're going to do is hurt our own businesses. And I don't think that it's worth preserving the jobs of certain people in order to do that. I think that it's a net negative because there are hundreds of people that work at these companies, and if these companies are making less money, then they fire people. So you're either losing one group of jobs or another group of jobs because this innovation is happening no matter what. It doesn't matter how much you complain about it. It doesn't matter how many tweets you make about it. It doesn't matter how many likes your tweet gets. None of it matters because it will still happen. And the people, again, the quote, "the customer is always right," does not apply to Karen whenever they spell her name wrong on a Starbucks, a Starbucks order, okay? And she wants a free one. That's not what it means. What it means is that the customer is always right, and the other part of it that nobody forgets or nobody remembers is in terms of taste. And if the customer is okay with it, then that is the bottom line. And my point with 58% of people saying that they jerked off to AI art, it was right enough for them. And there it is. That's what I think.